Hey friends, good morning. How are you doing? I hope everybody's well. It's a rainy, gloomy day on the farm today, and it's cold also. It's about 5 degrees. So we are staying indoors today. I'm a little bit disappointed because I have my garlic to plant, and I was planning to go out there and plant my garlic, but that's not gonna happen because it's just pouring. It's been raining since about like 2 o'clock in the morning, and it has not stopped. So yeah, this is what's happening today. So we're gonna do some things inside. And trust me, there's lots of stuff to be done on the inside of the house. So we gotta stay warm today. Maybe I will try to go there and plant the garlic a little bit later on if it warms up. Because guys, my hands are frozen. But anyways, there's lots of things to do. Like washing this messy eggs. I have a bunch of poopy eggs to wash, so I can get doing this. So I'll just put them in the sink for now and I'll get to them at some point. But this video is not really about my poopy eggs or anything else. It's about making a nice cream for my hands, for burns, especially because you know what, guys, sometimes I'm clumsy. I'm doing so much things at the same time. I burn my hands a lot on the stove, on the wood stove, baking a lot of stuff. So I need to make me a nice pine salve so I can put on my burns so they can get better very, very quickly. Yeah. I'm becoming the burn queen. Anyways, so last night I collected some pine leaves. I left them on top of the wood stove just so that they can just some of the water can come out of them, because guys, if you know that when you're making any oils or if you're making any salve, it's best that your plant matter is dry if you're going to store this oil for a long period of time, for over 6 months, because it tends to go rancid, because plants, they have water in the leaves, so you want to dry them out a little. So this is one of the pine, and this is what it's going to look like once it starts to dry out. And this one is like looking really green, so it's not ready yet. You want them to start looking a little bit like these ones. See these ones? See right here? They're looking a little bit less green. So when it looks like this color, now it's ready to make your oil. So I'm gonna leave them there for the next couple of hours, and then I'm gonna come back and remove them, and then we are gonna put it in our oil. So in the meanwhile, I am going to make some breakfast, and once I'm done, I'm gonna come back and show you guys how to just make a simple oil. So I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you how to make the oil, and then I'm going to show you how to make the salve. I'm going to do a quick salve using my double boiler system, and then I'm going to do a salve which is going to take, then I'm going to do an infusion which is going to take a longer period of time, over 6 weeks. And I'm going to show you both, and then I'm going to tell you some of the things that you can use the salve for and the oil for. So let's do that. Okay, y'all, my pine is ready. It's a little bit hot. I just took it off the wood stove, but it's good now. So let's cut that up and put it in our jar. Yeah, let's put it in a jar. I'll cut it up, put it inside a jar. So today, guys, I will be using canola oil, and I like to use canola oil because it's a clear oil, and I'm able to see how much plant matter is infused into the infusion what I am making. So let's do it. My trusty scissors and amount of pine needles that I want inside the jar, and now let's pour oil over it. Make sure that everything is covered underneath the oil. So you want to push it down and make sure everything is underneath the oil. Now you want to put this in a cool place for 6 weeks to infuse. And after infusion, you can use this oil for many things. You can use it as a face oil, a hair oil. You can use it also to rinse your mouth. This oil is really good for, like, if you have like mouth sores and stuff like that, you can put some of that on your mouth and it really helps. You can also do oil pulling with this. And once it's infused, it's gonna smell of pine, but you can also do a double infusion if you want it much stronger. So just strain out the pine, keep the same oil, and put a new set of pine needles in there, and that's going to be a double infusion and it's going to be stronger. So you can do that also. So let's put this away. And then the second thing I want to show you is how to make the cream. So let's do an infusion, a quick infusion using my double boiler system, and let's do that. So first you want to cut up your pine needles inside a glass container, a glass jar. I'm just using this glass measuring cup. And then you want to put it inside a pot like this. Then you want to pour water inside the pot. And don't put a lot of water, just a little bit of water like this. Put it inside the pot. Then you want to put the pot on your stove. Put your stove on low, like 2. And then you want to leave this there to boil. The water is going to boil. As the water boils, you can add more. Do not cover this because you don't want any water getting inside your oil. Okay? Put it there, and of course I forgot to put the oil in. And then you want to put your oil in. Put enough oil to cover the plant matter. Okay. Push the plant matter down like this. And just leave it there for about 2 hours on low fire. So keep an eye on your infusion, your pine infusion on stove, and make sure that it's on the lowest setting, because if it's not on the lowest setting, it will burn and it will have that kind of burn flavor, and that's what you do not want. For mine, I will be mixing avocado oil and olive oil in it once it's finished making, because this is the consistency that I like the best. I like those oils and they work well with my skin. So once mine is finished, I leave in mine for 2 hours. Once 2 hours is finished, I will come back and show you exactly how easy it is to make that salve. Just using one ingredient, which is organic beeswax, which I buy from my farmer down the road. And you can add essential oils if you want. I may add some mint essential oil. That's basically it, and your salve is ready to go. But I'll show you all that in a few minutes. Now I'm going to make some salve. I'm going to put about an ounce of organic beeswax that I bought from my neighbors a couple of houses down. It smells so amazing. I have to break it. It's so hard to break. I don't need all of that. I'm just gonna put this banana. Put that to melt.
You need the smaller pieces of wood. This is enough for
With some coconut oil. So I am making my salve. This is a really amazing salve for your hands to keep it nice and moisturized. But this salve, I'm making it especially for burns because it just works so amazing when you get a burn. A couple of days ago, I burned my pinky, and I just used this on my pinky. My pinky was very red actually, and I used on my pinky, and in like 15 minutes it stopped burning, and I thought I was gonna have like a big mark or something. It's still a little bit red, but it didn't make a plug like when you get a bun, and it didn't leave a mark, so I'm really happy about that. So I've been using that for a while, and I'm gonna show you basically what I make it with. I usually make an oil, which I have in here. So this is rose hip. I have rose hips in here, and what do I have in there? Oh, rose hip and green tea, and plantago, infuse here in oil, and some coconut oil, and some shea butter. But I don't know what happened to the container. It just seems like the container can't, it's not opening. Anyways, I don't know what's going on with the container. Oh, there you go. Finally, the container open. But anyways, I'm gonna add like 2 ounces. This is about 2 ounces. 2 ounces of shea butter to it. So add 2 ounces of shea butter and about 3 ounces of oil. Oh, I need to strain it actually. And you want that to melt. And once it's melted, then you pour it in your jar and you make a salve, basically. So I'm just letting my shea butter melt here. And once it's melt, I'm gonna leave it to cool. I'm gonna put the recipe in the bottom of the video so you guys can see how to make it. It's very easy, very simple, but it works like amazing. If you get a little burn and you just put a little bit on it like that, it doesn't make a scar. And the ingredients, oh, I forgot to tell you, I put pine. So I have pine needles in there. So I use 3 different coniferous pine, which I have on my property, and I soak the pine needles in oil, and then I add the oil here. So let me go over that again. So pine needles is in here, also in that oil. Pine needles, rose hip, green tea, plantain, coconut oil, shea butter, and beeswax. That's what's in it. All right. Plantain is good for healing wounds from the inside out. The pine is antibacterial. It soothes the skin and it prevents the skin from becoming like raised. So like, you know, if you get a bite or something and then it swells, so the pine prevents it from swelling. The rose hip, it has a lot of vitamin C in it, So it helps to heal the skin and and allow the skin to come back to its where it was like normal. So it prevents it from like blistering and making like a big, water plug like when you get a burn. So that's how it works. Then the shea butter is an emollient, so it kind of absorbs into the skin, and then it's also helps the skin to stay moist and soft. So all these work together to make a great salve. Or you can just make, you can omit the shea butter and the coconut oil, and also the beeswax, and you can just use oils instead. But the oils work perfectly, but I found when I have a salve, it's just more thick and it stays on the wound like longer, and I'm able to like tie a string, not a string, I'm able to tie a cloth on or gauze on it, and it just lasts longer and it helps the wound to heal faster. So that's why I like a salve, and that's why I'm making the salve. And as I said, all the ingredients will be listed in the bottom of the video. So I'm gonna get my can, pour my salve in it, and that's the end of it. That's my salve.